When the young Drider opened her eyes, she was in the usual place she went when she dreamed. It was an absolutely massive room, bigger than any room she'd ever been in outside of her dreams. A long table covered in a silken tablecloth, not as pretty as her silk, but when she had the time, Rakni was sure to make him one that was super pretty. Placed evenly around the room, there were stone braziers. At least, she thought they were stone. It was hard to tell. They were hard to focus on with the bright purple flames burning in their basins. Even safely contained, the fire still spooked her plenty. The walls were lined with thick velvet curtains. They were a brilliant purple, absolutely beautiful, shimmering in the light of the braziers. It was befitting of the owner to be so gorgeous and stylish. Beyond the curtains, however, there were strange windows. Dark. Black. But each one peered into a different area. So different that it was quickly clear that they weren't quite windows, but something else. Portals, perhaps? Rakni had certainly heard of portals. Strong mages could summon doorways into other places, but this definitely seemed the case. It made sense too. Mr. Lucius was a super strong mage. He promised to help her with the dragon, and no mere mage could do such a task. There were 3 portals that were super close to her, easy to see into. One of them reflected a castle in the sky, set on floating islands with bridges between them. Another was a large, beautiful tree, surrounded by butterflies. It was so pretty, its branches spreading out far and wide and sparkling in the sunlight beyond. The last mirror, at least, that she could see clearly from where she was, got her attention the most. There was a small village, grassy hills and a scattering of trees, a few buildings that were unfamiliar to the young Drider. Whatever it was a place Rakni had never visited before. However, the thing that she focused on was the dragon flying in the distance. Black scales shimmering in the light. The black dragon that had killed her friends, that ruined her life. Had Master been keeping an eye on them for her? He was so sweet! Speaking of Master, he seemed busy right now. Maybe he hadn't noticed her yet. He seemed to be studying something. Back to her, which perfectly showed off his long, beautiful black hair, falling over his shoulder and contrasting against his purple coat. Goodness, he was so beautiful, and he had chosen her to help, given her a ring. Oh, was that like a proposal? Had he proposed to her? Okay, so he didn't bend knee or anything, he sort of just threw the ring at her from the throne. But the thought was there, giving a ring to a pretty young girl? What else could it mean? Plus, Master would never bend knee. He was far too amazing to do that, even to her. He'd get his suit dirty if he knelt on the floor. At least with Rakni's dress, it pulled around her, rather than pressing into the dirt. Kevin clearly didn't think so. Even if Rakni thought Lucius was God's gift to man, Kevin seemed nothing but angry in his presence, glaring daggers at his back. Rakni had never seen her friend get so angry at a person, though perhaps it was because Master hadn't noticed them yet. That was okay. Mr. was a busy person. He couldn't possibly be because he was ignoring Rakni's companion. It couldn't totally be because Rakni wasn't worth his time and just another pawn in his game. He was just busy today. She was here uninvited after all. That's it for today's video. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay creative. I'd like to thank everyone for watching today. I try to post every Tuesday and Friday at 2 AM Australian Eastern Daylight Time, or 9 AM Central Standard Time. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Please comment if you have something to say, and if you want to see more speed paints and animations, please subscribe. A very special thank you to my patrons, Dean G, Debbie G, Thomas H, and Greg W. If you want to support my art and see things first, become a patron in the link below. And please make your day a wonderful one. Goodbye!